Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome down my rabbit hole page. Of course, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. If you become a master troll, and of course, and you getting on my nerve, I will block you, okay? But it's okay to have roast fest. It's okay, but if you don't make no kind of sense to me, and you incoherent, and you don't know how to write things, then I might have to educate your ass in your fucking inbox. But anyway, I have to start off this way, because the masses of asses are right now in the delusional state of mind, and it's a pretty exciting time to live in right now, because I chose this path of life. But we do have something interesting to talk about. If you have anything to say, comments, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. I'm your friendly neighborhood Schizologist. Welcome down my rabbit hole page. How you been, Jordan Daniels? Of course, he's my co-host. How you been? What's going on? We are going to talk about things. Of course, we're going to have a stream tonight at about 8 o'clock p.m. Okay, and if you can't figure it out, I live on the eastern side of the United States, so Eastern Standard Time is 8 p.m. If you live anywhere else, I don't know. Okay, you could be central, you could be on the western, I don't know. But we're going to talk about Blue Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, okay? We're going to talk about that in the stream too as well, okay? But tonight's stream will be about, okay, niggas versus Negroes versus niggas, okay? Now, those who don't understand what niggas is N-E-G-U-S, which is the Ethiopian standard and definition of, basically means Ethiopian king, which I don't really get into the details of the economics and the details and the technicalities and shit like that. Please understand, I keep it simple because I'm alpha, okay? All right? We're gonna talk about the difference between those three types of individuals. But that's on the stream tonight. If you want to join, you guys, you can. But really, I want to talk, so much stuff to talk about, so little time. So many simps out there, so little time, okay? I already told you before. Lots of people are in their delusional state. Of course, when you're religious, you have no choice to be delusional, okay? But of course, let's continue on with the subject here. I digress. How you been, Jordan Daniels? Anything you want to talk about other than that? Because we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to set it up tonight. And of course, let's see. I might be a little late with that 8 p.m. though. Okay, so 8 p.m. because I got to pick up my wife like about 8:30ish or something like that. So I can't do the video that long. So it's probably be better to do it at 7, okay, Jordan Daniels, we might have to change it to 7 because I have my kids over here, and I'll think about doing it at 8. I'll just get in touch with you, okay? Well, let's talk about that. Right now, there's a lot of things going on in the news, okay, such as kneeling Democrats, okay, pandering to Black Lives Matter in the situation, okay? We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that on the stream tonight, okay, if you want to be there. You be there or you be square. The information is posted in the comment section, in which I will pin to the board tonight. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me get this information here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we pinned my information there, so y'all can understand where the fuck I am at. And as I said before, I usually do my videos not intended for the masses of asses, because most of the masses of asses are stupid. They're stupid. They don't have common sense. They're not self-aware. They're introspective. They're not critical thinkers. Most people, I'll ask 3 questions and they're not critical thinkers, peoples. Well, I'm going to try to keep it down to half an hour because I got to give me some breakfast. I just got my ass up after doing about an hour worth of the research of all sorts of crazy shit. But let's talk about that. Why Blue Lives Matter more importantly than all other fucking lives. Now, I know this could be controversial. I don't give a flying monkey's ass. This is my fucking opinion. Okay. Now, you already know the riots is going on. Okay. We already know the COVID is going on. I think this shit all happened because of me, because my wife was acting up. And of course, I just saw this guy on the, don't worry, I'm not going to forget the subject right here. I just saw this guy on YouTube. Somebody sent it to my Emerald Pill page. And he was talking about the same shit I was talking about. As I told you before, there will be people copying off my style, but it's okay. But he don't sound like me. He don't have animation like me. He's a boring stick in the mud. And he was talking about how to bring a female over here, and she might change by 50%. And I talk about that shit all the time, too. But it's okay. All that information that I know is not for me. I share it to you, and you can share it, and you can spread it like a disease. It's completely fine. But let's talk about blue lives. What is Blue Lives Matter? Okay, blue lives is the cops, the coppers out there. Now we have to automatically assume that most cops are good. Okay, we have to do this because if it's really bad, there'll be more riots than anything ever you could ever dream of. But we are kind of forgetting one thing: the media. We have to understand that white people are killed more by white cops. But we're not going to talk about that subject for right now. We're talking about Blue Lives Matter. Did you know the news don't really broadcast the deaths of cops? Did you know the news don't even broadcast white people getting killed and shot? Why is that? Because blue lives matter moreover than all other lives. Because without blue lives, which are the fucking motherfucking cops. How you been, Kalichi Freeman Young? Okay, how you been? What's going on? We're using common sense here. Let's take away all the cops in here. Then what's going to happen? Are we going to go way back into the 1980s and shit and have gangs on the corners and shit like that? Will they just take over everything and shit and they're the mafia? Are we going to have the Italian mafia coming back? Oh shit, you don't want that shit. You look at the gangsters are fucking top. That's the lawnmower out there. Oh my fuck. You want to go back to the 80s? You want to make sure this epidemic with the drugs and epidemics are going on and killing all of the low. That may be beneficial though. We can do it passively. We can try to do something about that. But I'm talking about Blue Lives Matter here. We're talking about how they don't get attention in the media. Nobody's talking about how many motherfucking cops are being killed every fucking day. Understand this post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a fucking war. But then we got these individuals out there who's not thinking about blue lives, but they're thinking about white lives or black lives. What about the Indian lives? What about the Native American lives? Do I have a point, Mr. Kalichi Freeman Young? Blue lives is fucking more important than all other lives. Because once we have the Streets of Rage, y'all played the Streets of Rage, the Sega Genesis game? I got that shit from my fucking dad. My stepdad bought me that game. And I realized that in the time and era, in a city where there's no longer cops anymore, these three individuals who were ex-cops is willing to bust down some chops. Adam Blaze, Axel, and fucking Adam. Three of them. Remember with Streets of Rage? Y'all gotta look up that game, man. Y'all gotta understand that if criminal organizations take over, it's gonna be far fucking worse, motherfuckers. And you should know this shit by now. Why do you think we have cops walking around the streets? I know most of them are white, so what? I don't care. If y'all guys want to really think about Black Lives Matter, why can't most of y'all I wanted to be a cop. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to be a cop. Swear to God. I wanted to be a vigilante type cop, like fucking Batman. I swear to God, I wanted to be. But the spirit has stopped me from getting those weapons. And I saw who my enemy was in the street. And it's called ignorance. The ignominy in the street is ignorance. Really. Truthfully. But think about it here. Like I keep saying these common sense things, but nobody want to hear. But it's okay. Guess my messages is not intended for the masses. I keep saying this over and over again. Blue lives is more important than all other lives. Because you know why? Why is it more important than the motherfucking blue lives? What about the fucking red lives? The fireman. The ambulance. What about the red and white lives? Okay, what about those, the ambulance? Nobody talking about them, right? You shut the fuck up then, right? You shut the fuck up. Nobody's advertising nowhere. I always wanted to be a cop, man. Seriously, I was like, yo, you talking to me, motherfucker? I said, you shut your fucking trap hole up. I'm the one with the fucking badge. I'm the black man with the badge. Why don't y'all black motherfuckers become cops? How about them apples? Nobody really think about becoming a cop? You don't want to sacrifice your motherfucking life for the greater good? Now, of course, we will always have some bad apples out there, but please understand, those bad apples are like pretty much like 3% versus the fucking 90% of cops. Y'all better watch your fucking mouths, you little children. Oh my goodness, I wish I could put my hands on each and every last one of you motherfuckers. When I was younger, I always looked up to the cops. And I talked to cops and said, I even went up to cops and I said, they gave me honest answers. And they say to me, they were not raised properly by their fathers because they didn't have fucking fathers. And I say, hey, if they wasn't raised by fathers again, What is the next solution? A cop told me this shit now. Yeah, I told you before. I have some cop friends and shit. What is the next solution for a Negro or a cracker or a hillbilly who have not been raised? They have to get an education. That's the second step. That makes sense, okay? So you know for a fact that if you being educated, you don't go in the streets. You're not going to be in the streets. You're educating yourself, right? And what's the third step if they don't want to fucking get an education, Mr. Cop? I said this when I was young kid. I was a little kid. The third step is to be antisocial. I said, I fit all three of them motherfuckers. I didn't have a father. I got an education though. See, I stopped at number 2 though. Okay. So then I realized something, that the third one, I had no choice because I was so much into fucking education that I realized what the answers was. There's no other way. He said, if they can't, what's the fourth step, Mr. Cop? And I said, okay, if they don't want to be antisocial, that means they need to be put away. I said, holy shit. Is that called tough love? And do they need a foot on their motherfucking neck? You better check the history of motherfucking George Floyd, motherfucker. I'll fuck you up. Don't shoot me, motherfucker. I'm coming right back. I'm like the fucking Avatar. You can't fuck with me, man. You can't do that with me. I'm in isolation right now. So, since we understand that blue lives is more important than all other lives, okay? Regardless if most of them are white. Okay, I don't get, I believe there is still systematic racism. We already know this. As a black culture, we should know common sense, but it may be a small percent of systematic racism, but it depends on how you represent yourself. Okay, we got a lot of actors out there who are worth, black people who are worth true $1 trillion, but somehow they don't want to give back to the black community. That's very important for Black Lives Matter now, motherfuckers. How much money should these black celebrities give to the black community? And what is the allowance to where black people are allowed to motherfucking control anything when you know this is a white land? The strongest is the fittest. So they dominated the Native Americans. They used blacks to build the country. Okay, so what? What's the next step? Since you know the black people lost the race, and we know the Native Americans lost the race, the red man, the black man, okay, we know the Asian man lost. Wait, okay? What's the motherfucking next step? Are you going to try to attack the white gorilla, or are you going to leave the country? Are you so fucking stuck in the motherfucking past to where you just going to be like, oh, okay, we're going to start rioting now, motherfucker, because we have an infamous motherfucker with a knee on his fucking neck, okay? So blue lives motherfucker matter, okay? So blue lives is more important than let's just use common sense. Now I may get some fire for this. I don't give a fuck among his ass. I go in the hood right now and I'll get just be minding my business, and then blue lives matter, and then they try to hurt me as an educated Negro, right? Kalichi Freeman Young, Jordan Daniels. Anything you want to say about that? Why is nobody focusing on the blue lives matter? You know how many cops die every fucking day? Nobody's talking about that. I'll fuck you up, man. Oh my goodness. There is more blacks that kill themselves. I believe that they do. Okay. I truly, every night at 8, fucking in the 80s, it was always a shooting every fucking night. And I'm pretty sure it was Negroes doing that shit. So what the fuck can you do now? What the fuck can you do, y'all Negroes? And y'all crackers out there who are racist, okay, and snow bunnies and shit, and snowmen, okay? Now, who the fuck? No, that's my fucking wife. I hate that when she try to call. Hold on. Let me make a message to her. Not now. Okay, hold on. Let me make a message to this bitch. Okay. Now you probably can't hear me. Can you hear me now? 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 Okay. I'm pretty sure. So my wife is acting like a bitch. Okay. And I always teach guys, okay, I have the Holy Spirit with me. So when bad things happen to me, I get blessings. So she's already just going through her suffering in her blood mode and her period mode and she thinking she's cheating mode and shit. But she only suffering herself because I give her all of the privileges. Okay. And then next thing you know, people think I'm abusive by protecting myself. Okay. Okay, nigga. Cracker. Okay. Because the crackers, that's one. Now that's another subject for another day, you guys. You know, the justice system is mostly a white thing, okay? And they look at the women as the weaker vessel, so they, regardless of fucking, that's another subject. Well, we can talk about that. Okay, I'll change the title and shit, we talk about why all blue lives matter more than all lives, and why the system, the white draconian system is catering towards women. But they using psychology, though. You gotta think psychological here. So let's say all of the men are losing income, okay? So the only positive I can get out of this shit, why these court systems are doing all this and catering towards women with this no proof. And I told you, the best thing to do to fix the court system is to take out hearsay. Let's take the whole fucking thing out. There's no you're gonna watch even when she beats herself, because if the man says, oh, she just beat herself, then she gotta prove it. She gotta prove I didn't beat myself. If she don't have a camera, you might have to throw the whole case out. You can't listen to fucking cases where there's marital situations or families involved. You got to let them duke it out on their own, okay? Unless the cops actually show up and the man do got a fucking knife in his hand or some shit, and he's mentally ill or some shit like that. So, other than that, you have to think of the long-term effect of how the white man, okay, you want to call it, who controls most of the system, Jewish empires or whatever, who allow the women to take your house. I look at it as a positive thing. See? And men who are wise like myself take advantage of the matriarch, okay? So a lot of you guys don't know how to take advantage of the matriarch. So when she takes me to court, and I'm assuming that the court is logical, they're not logical. They're going to be biased, and they're going to be saying, take precautions, safety measures and shit. And there's no evidence for anything. So I'm like, okay, so let me see. Let's take 1 + 1. Let's use psychology, which most other minorities don't really use. But I do. I'm one of those rare ones that do. So you know how it is, though. Every race have their own attribute. White people think of most psychology. That's why they're slave thinkers. Duh. They may be able to steal your shit too, motherfucker. So fucking what? You lost that battle. You created peanut butter. You want to give them a patent to your shit? You lost the battle. They use psychology. They break shit down a certain way. But I'm not looking up to white people. I'm not looking up for black people now here. We're talking about it one subject at a time. One subject at a time, peoples. Let me see. Konichi Freeman's Young said, every lives matter. If black lives truly matter, the blacks in prison held up for cannabis ought to be freed and released. You are completely right about that, because they have basically bamboozled every fucking body. I told you the white man has his own strategies and shit. I believe that black lives should only matter in a certain particular areas. Okay? Blue lives are more important than all lives matter, because the blue lives are sacrificing themselves to protect black lives and white lives at the same time, okay? What about the ambulance? What color is the ambulance going to be? We going to make the ambulance red and blue? We going to make the ambulance, we're going to talk about whose lives are more fucking important, right? Those who sacrifice to protect the country's dignity and respect and patriarch, all right? We are talking about the people who sacrifice themselves to protect your rights. So you won't have to walk down the street and feel like, oh, some gangster is going to kill you. Duh. Do you want to go back to the 80s? That's how it was in the 80s, man. The Italian mafia wiped themselves out because they were so arrogant. Oh, so patakish. You kiss and kiss and kiss. You look at the wrong way, you get your ass chopped up. You think Italians is more ruthless than blacks? Hell fucking yeah. They chop your body parts up, motherfuckers. Italians will chop your shit up. They kill their own family members and shit. So what the fuck? They call it respect. But of course, sometimes they have a little bit too much respect that they have to. That's why that was their own downfall. Too much of that valiant pride. Like, you looked at me slightly, motherfucker. You owe me $1 million type of shit, right? But you're thinking about black lives. And you shouldn't even think about those two colors. We should think about blue lives. Cops. I used to watch the bad boys, what you gonna, and then I realized that this cops that die every day. Nobody's advertising this shit. But we're not getting off the subject here. I want to talk about this court thing too. I don't want to get off the topic too much. Okay, because I'm gonna retitle this courts, okay, and the procedures, why they cater towards these women. If the draconians is using this, or the illuminated ones are allowing this, and they allow the women to do these things, then in the long-term effect, see, they're thinking long-term now. Remember, psychology is long-term. This is why I tell y'all guys to start thinking about dark psychology. Start educating people about dark psychology. Long-term effect. Most of you cannot be Emerald Pill. So if you have any questions, ask me, okay, about Emerald Pill. You can't be Emerald Pill. Most of you cannot be Emerald Pill. I'm Emerald Pill. Okay, red pill is just for mainly loser type guys who want to fit in that category because they like MGTOW, and MGTOW was created by gay people. That's what they say. I don't care. But the courts are doing a strategic maneuver, which they think is, maybe they're doing it. out of ignorance. I don't think so. I think it's psychological. So let's say I'm a good guy and I suffer. And this man is a good guy. He suffered. Eventually, the conglomerate of men will begin to teach the younger generation of males not to marry. So marriage would not be beneficial for men in the future. And we, the red pill, and also MGTOW, is supposed to be the founding fathers. It's supposed to be, a point. Okay, what do you call that? What do you call that when you? It's supposed to be a pinnacle point to where you just understand that marriage is not necessary. Only your mental psychosis is necessary. And so I got married because I didn't never believe in marriage, but I had to marry my wife because I had fucking visions and shit, and I had fucking dreams. I'm different from all y'all. I told you I'm Indigo child. I married my wife because I married my wife because of the voices, and they told me if you don't marry your wife, you're gonna be stuck in that country. Okay, so I was saved by my own voices, my own fucking voices, external, internal voices. Okay, they tell me hey. You have to do this. I got my car because of that. I did everything because of what the voices said. My voices even told me, do not call a PFA on a motherfucker. But you could call it whatever you want. We call it intuition. You could call it introspection. You could get all you want. But I'm telling you right now, I don't have to protect myself because I have guardians watching. I do believe that strongly. That's why I say don't cast magic spells. Don't get mad at me because you don't know me. And then something bad, terrible happened to you. I say, I don't really know who the fuck you are. But please understand, what blue lives is more important than all lives matter. Now, the only time all lives matter is when somebody posts up something wrong, like Black Lives Matter. Goddamn well, when somebody posts Black Lives Matter, you gotta do some goddamn research on what the fuck is the purpose. Okay, what we see a criminal who's have a white man on his neck. And I truly believe that's karma, though. Because I'm like, I don't know this guy. And don't say his name just pop up out of the media and shit. How many fucking females, Negroettes fucked him, okay? How many white women fucked him for his face to be posted, plastered all everywhere? But then you forget about the black sheriffs, the black on black crime, the black men who are still in jail, who are still locked away due to racism. We're not talking about those things. We're talking about one token infamous nigga, okay? Infamous means that they're evil in a popular way. In a popular way, they become popular in an evil way. And I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is going on here? What about the good black guys that actually died? No, they don't get no. Black lives don't matter when a good man dies. Remember that shit. Remember that very fucking well. And then that's when I come and I say, white lives matter. And then that's when I come and say, all lives motherfucking matter. But you cannot defeat the fucking blue lives matter. No lives is more important than fucking blue lives, motherfuckers. No lives is more important than fucking blue lives. No lives is more important than the red and white lives, which is basically the ambulance who comes to save your ass. They sacrificing themselves. They actually trying to save your ass. They saved my ass. I had a TIA stroke one day because I think I had a fucking heat stroke, motherfuckers. I don't think I can ever get a heart attack. I don't have cancer in my fucking family and shit, okay? And the thing I was like, did I eat too many Arby's sandwiches and shit? That sound like I'm a porn star or some shit. Like, I don't never eat no pussy that's used and banged up. My wife's pussy is a fucking virgin, so I ain't got to worry about that shit. If my wife have to cheat, if she cheats, that means she'll be contaminated and she'll be cursed. And then I might have to kill a bitch and chop off shit. Chop off body parts, just like Italians. But anyway, I gotta get the fuck out of here, y'all guys. I'm getting hungry. Been talking for 23 minutes to y'all. We talked about two things today. How blue lives is more important than all lives. Yeah, man. Yeah, all lives represent black lives and white lives too, crackers. Okay. We're gonna talk about the green. What about the green lives, yo? Ooh. Green lives is what? The army, the military. Aren't they more important than the cops? You know what the fuck they're doing? I know they may be using as pawns. They may be fucking causing trouble. America has they're most destructive and most chaotic country in the world. They have to create chaos, mother. It's called collateral damage. That's the art of war. You have to create certain sequences. Oh, you think black people thought about this? Okay. But I still see Aboriginal blacks in the world. I don't see no Aboriginal fucking whites nowhere. I see Aboriginal Native Americans. But I'm telling you, y'all have to understand what psychology is. Y'all gotta stop talking. Minority groups have to stop talking. And this is what destroys society. I'm one of the token positive niggas today. Like Larry Elder and Candace Owens. But I'm not 100%, man. I'm not pure 100%. But I can say that. I can say that because I have a right to. I was never a fucking slave. But since those days are gone now, and they're changing, they took that shit underground, okay? Listen, black folks, now if you want to think about something, you want to use your noggin, start digging in the ground some more. You know, there's aliens and shit. You know, white people are talking to aliens, while black people are just saying kumbaya. We talking about different species on the planet, and they're communicating with other species. They're like the only fucking species that actually talking to aliens. But what are blacks doing? Are we talking to alien races? We got a lot of problems with y'all black folks, okay? I'm a black folk. Okay, I'm a black folk too. But when I'm there, you got to listen to the smarter person. I'm the smarter person. I'm an indigo child. I'm schizo, right? Like Jesus, right? You don't crucify me. But anyway, Kalichi Freeman Young, there's many things to talk about in the world. Okay, the kneeling of Democrats pandering to blacks. Okay, this is... Oh my goodness. I believe it's probably they're doing all that because they know they're dying off. That's all. And that's a sad thing. If they're dying at an alarming rate, they're going to merge with us sexually. They're going to get to our DNA. You can't avoid it. You cannot avoid that. So when you hear a black, that's the lawnmower guy in the back. You know, I'm living more closer to white folks now than ever because of white folks. Maybe they want to protect me. I live right below some white folks, okay? And most of my area is fucking white now because of my wife. My wife is actually helping me. My wife still lives in the ghetto somewhere, slightly half and half, okay? Everybody want to swirl sometime, motherfucker. And you got to allow them. You got to allow them to experience what that swirling is. If you can't understand me and you're sticking in the mud and you're sensitive, get the fuck out of here, please. I don't need all of the attention, okay? I don't want it, okay? Now, somebody else may be bold enough and be ambitious enough. Is he going to lawnmower that motherfucker 3 to 4 times? I think he's listening to my conversation or some shit. Crackers could be really nosy, okay? But niggas could be nosy too. And there is such thing as fucking black privilege too, motherfuckers. You want to try that shit? You want to try that shit, man? I'm not no more than fucking Freeman here. I think I'm smarter than he is. Okay, but anyway. Okay, let's Denzel Washington. Don't listen to them fucking token niggas. They have infamous passes. They are not Emerald Pill. Them motherfuckers are speaking knowledge out of their own experiences, out of their butthole, out of the crack of their head. But I'm a nigga who's like Jesus. I have no sins in my motherfucking past. And please, guys, please, when you want to post to the Emerald Pill page, stop listening to guys who have no experience. If the guy has experience and shit, and he went to fucking Brazil, or he went somewhere, that's a good guy to listen to, because he actually went out there. He got some knowledge. I actually lived in Ethiopia, okay? All right. I traveled. I had 2 menage a trois. I had my own fucking porn, okay? All right. Got my own videos. I don't do anything without videos. I'm not afraid to show my penis and shit and see other females and shit. No, I'm not afraid of none of that. When you become alpha, you don't get afraid of shit. Like Donald Trump, okay? Which will be the new second-term president of the United States. Congratulations, motherfuckers. Y'all did it yourself. Y'all did it yourself, okay? But I can't vote because I got a record, motherfucker. Okay, because I'm fucking the Giglioer and my ank's pass and shit. So I'm like, you have to listen. That's not a sin. Somebody said that's a sin to have fornication. Said, who says fornication when I'm using a piece of plastic to stick up in the female's vagina? Who said it's fucking a sin when I'm trying to check her vagina, her large labia, and her clitoris as a gynecologist? So that's not a sin. If she's paying me for services, that I ain't having sex with her. Okay, goddamn sure, I'm not having sex with her. Now, I'm pretty sure in the Bible, it doesn't say anything about Felicio. Thou shalt not have the penis up in a woman's mouth, okay? Or Orpheus. I don't think it says none of that shit. So how am I a sinner? Okay, fornication can go many different ways. You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful. It's a very fine edge when you talk about religion and fucking fornication, okay? Because sometimes that's not fornication, motherfucker. People look at things in a different highlight. Okay, y'all gotta start thinking outside the box here. Okay, because you reading religion, the Bible does not say it completely condones polygyny, but people just focus on monogamious relationships, single relationships. So I'm just like, I don't think so. Okay, but if you go to Africa, you know all sorts of things have changed. But we're going off the topic a little bit here now. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Now I got some new internet service. It's called Xfinity Essentials, okay? And that's some cheap shit. That made me use it for my daughter so she can get some homeschool over my place. But of course, there's gonna be a second wave, you guys. And y'all gotta be careful now here, okay? And the second wave is gonna be because of the riots that they use psychology to bring you out in the streets. People are still with their fucking hearts on their fucking sleeves. Now, once the blue lives stop fucking producing cops in the street, then we gonna see what happens when we go back to the 80s and shit. What did I fucking say? What did I fucking say, you guys? Blue lives is more important than all lives because they protect the other lives from hurting one another. And also, they kept the order in peace. Sometimes niggas need to die, okay? Sometimes children need to die, motherfucker, because nothing's gonna be completely... Trust me, there's injustice. I believe in injustice. But I believe that there's a certain special spirituality, hallelujah, that will come back on those who do wrong. But you got to be careful that there's people who are possessed, there's people with mental illnesses. You got to understand those different terminologies and stuff. You guys understand that, wait a minute, that guy didn't seem like he didn't care that he had his knee on his neck, right? So obviously he probably had a mental condition. He was brainwashed as a child. He basically is a cop. How long has he been on the service? Nobody's asking those questions. Okay, but people want to riot. You want to riot without any questions. And this is the folly of most people who are religious. But we do need religions because we need religion because it's a great evil for a greater good. We need it. Yes, because of medieval times. You know, you don't want to go back to the medieval times. Y'all don't want to go back to medieval times with everybody's no tread on me type shit. You'll get your shit served. So this is my shit right here, right? You got 10 people surrounding my shit. I'm going to blow all your shit up. That's how it was back in medieval times. This is what I want to do. I had never seen God, okay? So I had my own belief systems. I don't worship the fucking earth. But people are always out to get you no matter who the fuck you are. Remember that, all right? But let me get the fuck off out here and eat me some cereal and clean some of my dishes. And please understand, when you go down the rabbit hole, you know what I found out? Listen to this. I was just talking to my boy Amar next door, okay? And we was like, I said, if the more research you do, the more mysteries that will pop up. I said, what is the origins? Look it up yourself. What is the origins of a gnat? I hate them creatures. I despise them motherfucking creatures. And a gnat can evolve out of the food that you eat. They don't come from outside out here. Because when you try to look for the origins of the pupa, okay, and how they're laid and where the mother is at, you won't find that information because it's actually... I remember I close my doors all the motherfucking time. And I have a gnat flying around in my fucking crib because I had a banana and a fucking apple. Think about that shit. They're coming from your fucking fruits, motherfuckers. And when you put that shit, that moisture, quote unquote, in your bag, your garbage bag, they evolve out of filth. And of course, you should already know there's plenty of people on the internet that talk about there's like 42 different things that's in almost every part of our fucking foods that are fucking toxic to human beings. But we all have to eat those things because we're brainwashed and we're trained to eat those things. That's all I want to say for the day, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Since no one is saying nothing, I will end it from there because I usually try to talk for half an hour and keep it like that. I am not a monotone voice. I can sound condescending as fuck. Do not try me, please. And you have a good day, motherfuckers. I love the animals more than human beings. This message goes to all the werewolves, the shapeshifters, the bats, the ghosts, the will-o-wisps, all of you motherfuckers out there who are in human form living for over thousands of years and watching over human beings. I'm talking to you too as well. So I have not forgotten all the other species rather than human beings, okay? I'm not an idiot, okay? You know, I'm not going to be sitting here, oh, human beings. I'm like, motherfucker, you forgetting about other races too now? You forgetting about the gray lives fucking matter? The purple lives? The anaconda lives, okay? But blue lives is more important right now too than white and black lives matter. Okay? And Asian lives. And Oriental lives. Because they are doing something more noble than you just sitting around being a fucking fat-ass fucking parasite. Blue lives are sacrificing themselves to protect your rights. And I know there's some bad apples out there. As I keep saying this again, don't make them few bad apples. I seen this shirt, and this shirt said, Don't let my freedoms stop where your emotions are. That's a great shirt. That's a great shirt. And I know that shirt is probably $40 fucking dollars, which I would never pay for it. But it made a lot of sense. When your emotions start, don't let it end with your life. Because your emotions can get you in a lot of motherfucking trouble. Put a check mark on your emotions, brothers. And I'll see you later, because he's doing the lawnmower again. And he's trying to listen to what I'm trying to say here. And of course, I love you all, but I hate the many of you. And what the fuck does that mean? What does that oxymoron means? Ask the questions and you'll understand. Ask me more questions, motherfuckers. Y'all have a good day, motherfuckers. And I will edit this and make it clear and precise. Peace.